Hey everybody, Joe Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It's Monday, the 21st of September, and the markets are selling off like a banshee. It is, they are down, 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 but there is one bright spot, and that is been Tesla. And Tesla seems to be kind of rallying, sort of staying, at least treading water, coming into battery day. So, of the bigs, it seems like only Tesla is really holding on. So, kind of interesting. I do think we're going to be testing some of the lows that were made back in back in March. Just don't know exactly when. It's it's always the question is it's coming, but you don't know exactly when it's coming. So at least that's the way it looks to me at this moment. So um, let's get into it. The market is still under pressure. I mean, the uptrend is still under pressure. It's at 10,682.17 when the slide was taken earlier this morning. Everything is off. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones, everything's off. So it's still under pressure. It hasn't completely turned over. It's not in correction yet, but get ready. I think we're going to go into a correction. I don't want this to happen, but I think we're going to test the lows here. So we need to be careful. We need to start to be moving into cash. There are some few exceptions, and of course, and I'm going to share this with you. But you want to start moving into cash. You want to sort of take your risk off the table. This is a risk-off time. So if you have profits in stocks, consider selling them, taking your profits now if you have them, and then getting into cash and waiting because a storm is a brewing, and we might be headed down before we're headed back up. Now, is it the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world, obviously, but you got to take precautions. When the storm is coming, it's kind of like a hurricane. It's coming, and we want to possibly get ready for it. On the spider, as you can see, the spider has moved through a very key level, the key level being 325. It has moved very much below the 40-day moving average. And this is interesting because I do believe now we are going to test some lows. Now the question is, where will those lows be? Well, I think that they may be at about 275, right about here. But I do think before the election we're going to be testing some new lows. So get ready for some sell-off. There is a potential of making money in sell-offs. I point you to something like the SQQQ, which might be a good alternative, but be careful in this market because I do think we're going to see a sell-off, especially in the techs and the financials. So that's kind of where you got to be really careful. Also want to show you the Qs today. This, of course, is this ETF, the QQQ, is the world's largest technology ETF. It basically covers the NASDAQ 100. Basically, everything good in there is Microsoft and Apple and Facebook and Amazon. They're all in here. And it's off significantly, $4.06. So it's down almost 1.5%, a little bit more when the slide was taken. And again, it's pierced the 40-day moving average. This is significant because you have significant selling with these bars, these red bars here, and it's moved below the 40 days. So I do think that we're in for some heavy weather. It's time to, kind of get that storm, the storm shades, you want to pull them down. So basically, you want to get into cash as much as you can right now, and it's going to be, it could turn right around and move right back up, and it might be really great. But now is probably not a time to be entering positions that are long. It just really isn't. I mean, I think that we need to be very, very, very careful considering new positions right now. And I just wanted to be very, very clear on that as we stand. Now, I will show you my current holdings on the slide here. I'm basically only in 4 things, and I'm only really doing well in 2, and that's Tesla and Oracle. I'm in Newmont Mining, and that's down, but the volume is up, so that doesn't prepare well. So it's only down about 2%, but still, Taiwan Semi, again, it's also off as well. So, I think we may be seeing a market turn here. Who knows? I mean, you never can tell exactly what's going to happen. But one thing you can do is sign up for the free trade alerts, And they're super easy. All you have to do is go to www.Dallas Trading Floor and sign up for the new the Dallas Trading Floor trade alerts. And we send those out sort of how I'm trading and what's happening in the market. We sent one out today, really talking about our show today. So we're going to talk a little bit about some other things like Tesla, of course. Now, here I'm kind of as a special on the show, I want to show you kind of how I'm trading Tesla into this deal. Well, I was sitting there, waiting for the to pull back, and then I was able to buy 100 shares on pullback. And this is sort of what I did here with. Let me just take to show you how I was trading. I was trading this thing. This is a short trade. It's a 4-day trade. I basically went in and I was able to get some Tesla at 407.93. Now, how did I do that, you say? Well, because it's trading a lot higher than that. Well, what I did, and this is what I do a lot, is when there's an issue like this, I set my limit order right at the 30-day line. Right at the 21-day line. And then hopefully, as it pulls back momentarily, I then pick up some shares. And indeed, that happened today. About 10:30, I picked up some shares. So then I immediately sold a contract to buy this thing back for me at a little bit higher price at 450, and I got about $2,800 for that. And so if everything goes well, by Friday I'll be probably about $7,000 richer. So that's just a way that you can play it too. Easy to play and great way to go, and definitely could make some money that way. So just wanted to kind of show you that. The way that's traded. So we're getting ready for some questions. So here we go with some questions. Thanks for holding on. Appreciate it. So the first question is, hey, thanks for what would you think of GSVZ, McDonald's, and Etsy? Wow, goodness gracious, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Would I go into all of those? Well, let's look at some of those because some of those are very, very good. Now, Verizon VZ is probably the best, and I of the telecom companies. I do like Verizon very much, but it's not really kind of a trading stock. It's sort of kind of a, it goes along and it does its thing, and it's really not too exciting a stock. But there is a buy point on Verizon if you're interested. The buy point on Verizon, the pivot, is 82.22. So it's currently trading for 59. Well, let me see if that's right. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I need some new glasses. It's 62.22. That is the buy point, and it definitely is. If you want to get into it. Now, here's the thing. In this market, if this market was in a confirmed uptrend, I would be all over this thing. I would be buying Verizon. But because it's not, I would wait until it confirmed to the buy point. Now, will it do that? Well, it's pretty close. It's at 59.48. So very good stock. If you're going to go for the telecoms, this is the way to do it. It's in a consolidation base. So this is, in terms of the ones that you put up here, this is one of the best in terms of the 5G thing. So let's look at GS, Goldman Sachs. Goldman is, used to be such an unbelievable, but it just doesn't have the kind of action that I like to see. I'll show you this. I want to show you an alternative to Goldman Sachs, and I know that you're going to be very surprised at what I'm going to show you. But currently with Goldman Sachs, it is basically going flatline, and it's right at the 200-day average. I mean, we do have a cup and handle formation, which is good. It's off of a flat base. There is a buy point at 225.41, so I'm going to put that on there. It's going to put this GS buy point is equal to 220. Oops, it's equal to 225. Let's give you exactly the right number. 225.24. Yeah, 225.24. So I'm going to put that out there for everyone. Now, here's the thing about that. This is a relatively good chart. For financial, it's a fantastic chart. But I think that you might want to look at another chart that I think might be better than Goldman Sachs in the financials, and that's PayPal. Why do I like PayPal so much? Well, PayPal, even though it's come down off of the 40-day, I think it's going to bounce. and I want to show you the chart. See, it's a little bit better than the Goldman Sachs chart. Instead of being, straight across, it's sort of up, which is very, very good. So, it is moving back to the 40-day line. I do believe that it is, even though it's not in a buy zone now, I do believe it's going to come back to the 40-day line, and the 40-day line is basically 187. So it's 182 right now. I do think that we're going to move back to the 40-day line with PayPal. Now, even on weakness. Now, can I guarantee that? No, because there's been an awful lot of selling of PayPal. But one thing I do kind of like is there's a little shoot up here, and there looks like people are buying it now that it's headed below the 40-day moving average. I do believe this is a very defensive stock, even though it's tech, because everybody seems to have. I mean, I've had a PayPal account for 20 years, and it's a great thing. Of course, everybody uses it, and it's sort of the new bank. Instead of all these Me Too banks trying to get into it, PayPal's already there. They can send payments. They've been able to send payments via email for 20 years, and nobody else. And now everybody else is getting into it. There's a lot of Me Too's, but I think basically PayPal is still the one to be in. So let's go to TikTok. I'm kind of fooling with the chat here. I came here today to get your thoughts on Tesla. Thanks. Okay. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. I really appreciate it. I do believe that we're going to see Tesla into battery day. It's going to bid up into battery day, and then I do think, and I do think that it is going to move. It's gonna pop back. I think we're gonna move up into battery day, and then once battery day happens, I think then we're gonna pop back a little bit. It's in a confirmed uptrend. I mean, it's in an uptrend, even though the market may not be in an uptrend. I think Tesla is, and why? Because it's pulling back to this 30-day line, this 21-day line. Let me see if I can show you that better. I'm going to move to the daily chart here, so hopefully you can see this. Yeah, there we go. You see this green line here? This is the 21-day moving average, and it is definitely up. It has got a relative strength of 99. It doesn't get better than that, folks. That's a really good relative strength. And so I do think that we're going to see a little bit of a movement up to maybe 450 into battery day. I do think it's going to pull back after battery day, though. I do think it's going to pull back down. I think there's going to be another buying opportunity the day after battery day. I think it's going to be on Thursday. I think there's going to be a good opportunity. I would try to buy this right at the 21-day line, and that's what I was able to do this morning. You want to set your limit orders for about 408.82. 408.82 is the 21-day line for Tesla, and I do believe that it will pull back to that. Not today, because we're going into battery day, but I think after battery day, it's likely to pull back to that line. And if it does, then you want to buy it. But you could only. This is a tough one to do because, we're in a market trend that's probably going to change to the downward side, unfortunately. So what you want to do is you want to set a limit order there. You want to set it at about at the 21-day line, and the 21-day line currently is 406.82. So let me just put that in there. So set limit buy order for Tesla at the 21-day line, and that's equal to about 408 approximately. All right, I'm just going to put that out there for everybody. Yeah, there we go. Sending it out to everybody out there in the chat. By the way, if you're on TikTok and you want to see the chat, and I definitely give buy points and all that kind of stuff, and I show the charts and all that kind of thing. If you could jump over to YouTube, it's easy. Just youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and then this is episode number 135. So 135, and all the charts are up there. The live chat is up there. I'm trying to show buy points, and so if you can't, unfortunately on TikTok you can't see this because it's just a green screen, but you can see it on YouTube. And if you do go over to YouTube, please subscribe and like me. That would be great. I'd really appreciate that. And it's a good way to go. So let's take the next question. All right. So thank you, man. Thank you for your insights on Tesla this week. Sold all. Yes, good, 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 good. Excellent, HC. You've really done well. Sold it at 545. There you go. You're just making money. You're just making money. That makes me really happy when I hear that people are doing this because they will continue to make more money. Now, I believe it's going to pull back after Battery Day, and I think you want to set your buy again, your buy order at about 408 thereabouts. And I think that if you get some pullback to that, you might get a fill at that level. I don't know if you can. I got one this morning, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm getting a fill at 408, but I do think it's going to move up towards Battery Day, and then I do think after Battery Day there's going to be a pullback. Now, is Tesla going to crash and burn? I doubt it. At these levels, I doubt it. I do think that eventually we're going to see it move, hopefully above 500, but we'll see. Remember, at 500 on an unsplit basis, that would mean a per share price of $2,500. That's an awful lot of money. So I'm more comfortable at a $400 range, 400, 408. That 408 is where the 21-day line is. I'm pretty positive about that as a pullback, and I think that you could do some very good damage, not damage, but hopefully get some good action at that price. So thanks, man, for the and I'm glad to see that you've made the money. That makes me really happy. Thank you. It makes me really happy that you're making money on Tesla because it's just about the only place right now in the market to make money. Yeah, Tesla. I agree. What are your views on gold and silver? Well, here's the thing about gold and silver. Uh, gold is off. The key price on gold is about $2,000 an ounce. It's pulled back a little bit from that. So I want to show you the chart. And by the way, I'm not going to be able to show this to you on TikTok, but if you jump over to www.dallastradingfloor.com and episode 135, then you can definitely see what I'm showing on the screen here. And by the way, everything is archived after the show, so you can just go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor, and it is archived there. So let's take a look at the gold ETF and see what we've got here. So this is the Barrick, and Barrick has pulled down. So let me just show you how Barrick is trading. Now, why would you say is it crashing through the 40-day average? Well, the reason is because there's been a general sell-off in the market. And also, gold itself did not achieve the $2,000 level. So let me see if I can get a chart for the price of gold. Yeah, let's see if I can get something. Yeah, there we go. There's a, let's see if I can get a live gold chart. And this is from, there we go. Okay, so kind of want to show you kind of what's happening here in terms of that. Let's pull that up on the screen. There we go. So as you can see, it made a run on August. The gold price made a run at 2,000, but yet it just didn't get there. So until gold hits 2,000, there's going to be a bit of a sell-off. As you can see, it's 1910.50. This is the current price. It is down. It is down. So what is that saying to? What is that saying to us? What is the price of gold going down saying to us? Well, what it's saying is that cash is king. This is why you want to take your profits now. If you have profits in other stocks, you want to trim your positions and you want to get into cash. You want to wait because there's going to be some great opportunities, but the market is still not decided which direction it's going to go. I do believe it's going to retest, and that is coming, but it is not now. So the best time is take the risk off the table right now, get into cash, so that you can make the money as it turns. Now, there are some exceptions, of course, and that's Tesla, which I think is, it's bad to say that, any stock defies the market, but I do think Tesla is sort of in a special category because it is defining the new revolution in cars, which will be electric. Not for everything, at least in the first world they will be, and that's going to be a big deal. And Battery Day is going to be a big thing. I think they're going to introduce some very good battery technology, and incrementally, every time they get better with this battery technology, it just makes the case for electric cars better and better. I'm not anti-oil. I'm not anti, you know, what the so-called fossil fuels. I'm not anti all that, but electric cars have a lot of advantages. They allow things that aren't allowed with cars that burn gases. It's just going to be the wave of the future, and the battery technology is key to that. And I think that Tesla's making the strides, and they may end up selling their batteries to other people, but right now, they're sort of the king, and a lot of people, obviously, are looking at that and going, wow, we want to be where the future is. Well, I do too. I do too. Now, I want to talk a little bit about another subject, which is big deal for me, anyways. It looks as if TikTok is going to actually make it. It's not going to be snuffed out. No crib death for TikTok, which is glad for me because I have. There's 27,000 people on TikTok that have graced me with tuning into my little show. I so appreciate it. It's just it's very very it's very heartwarming on my part. So TikTok doesn't look like it's going to go away. It looks like Oracle is going to go, and I don't exactly know how the deal is going to happen. I don't think anyone does, but Oracle is going to be hosting the data, and Walmart is going to take a huge position in it, which I think is fantastic because guess how they're going to reach um, their audience? It's going to be through TikTok because with the right management team, uh, with the right sponsorship, TikTok could end up being the new Facebook. Who knows? I mean, it's weirder things have happened, so it would be cool if that indeed happened. So I'm very excited about that. And by the way, there's another stock that you should watch that I do think is coming up on, even though we're possibly going into a down market. I think you really ought to look at Roku, and the reason is because every once in a while there is a company that comes out of nowhere. Now Roku's not from out of nowhere, but I think as television sets become more and more digital, you're going to see Roku start to dominate. Now, the reason why do I say what's the impetus for this? Well, it looks as if Comcast, the Peacock service, they were going to launch Peacock as a separate standalone service, but Comcast has gotten smart. They've looked at the numbers and they realize they can't do that anymore. They're going to have to partner with Roku, and once that starts to happen, folks, the networks are going to have to go to somebody like Roku to distribute their signal. It's just amazing. Every new set is coming with Roku. Now, it's true. There's Apple TV, there's Fire TV, and all that stuff, but they have not been successful. Roku, on the other hand, has. And so this is a stock that I really want to emphasize in the next few months and few months, because I do think that we're going to see a very interesting thing happen. Now, I'm going to show you the chart of Roku right now, but this is one that I am super interested in, and also hopefully I'm going to be able to broadcast on Roku. But I just want to show you this chart. It is phenomenal considering the market direction right now. It is up. It had gapped up hugely. Is that even a word? I don't know if it's a word. Well, one thing you'll know about me is I misspell words and I say things that aren't grammatically correct. I think hugely is one of those. But look at this spike. It is just tremendous. I just think that, this is something, and I've been looking at it. I'm not in it currently. I'm waiting for the right time. I mean, I would love it if I could get it at the pullback to the 21 day. I don't think that's going to happen though. It's up $21 today, just unbelievable. I think that you really should look at this one, and I do think it's going to be bigger. Now, should you buy it at this moment? No, I would wait until it pulls back a little bit. But this could be the start of a new base, a new base for Roku, and it could go much higher. It could go much higher. So just wanted to put that out there for everyone. And yeah, so it's cool that you take a look at that. Okay, thoughts about Intel and Micron. Well, here's the thing. I do have a position. My only position currently in the semiconductor space is with TSM, and that's Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. And what they do is they're a fab, and they actually make product for other companies like NVIDIA and even some Intel product, believe it or not, because they do have the world's best high production, very lines. So this is one of them. But with Micron technology, Micron is a leader in memory. But the problem with Micron is it's in a very very cyclical industry. Now it did move above the 200-day today. So I want to show you this chart. Micron, I've traded Micron in the past and I've done very well in it, but The problem with Micron is that it's very, very cyclical, and right now we need to see some more strength. It's true it has moved above the 200-day moving average, which is good. I mean, right now the stock isn't buyable until we see the 40-day and the 21-day move above the 200-day. Once that happens, if the 40-day eventually moves above the 200-day, that's a buy signal. But right now it's not. Unfortunately, we have to watch this right now. It is not a buy signal currently on Micron, but if it moves, if the 40-day moves above the 200-day, then we possibly will have a buy signal on Micron. So that's kind of what I have to say about Micron. It's not time yet to buy Micron. It won't be time until it crosses the 200 days. So let's take a look at Intel, INTC, INTTC. That's right. Is that right? Yeah, INTC. Right. Yeah. There we go. Intel. Intel, unfortunately, is not performing very well, and it is the big daddy when it comes to the tax, but it just doesn't look good right now. The 40-day is below the 200-day. This is what they call the death cross. You don't want to be there. Unfortunately, the relative strength is only 22, which is kind of sad for me. There's been a lot of selling pressure. There's been some distribution days on Intel. For right now, you want to avoid Intel. You just do. I don't even think it's a watch list based on this chart. I think where you want to be in the market is with some 5Gs. Such as possibly Skyworks. Let's look at Skyworks. KWS. Let's see if I can. SKWS. There we go. Is that right? SWKS. SWKS. I think that's Skyworks. There we go. Skyworks Solution. But even it's fallen off of its run that it had a really nice run. It's fallen through the 40-day average. But look at this chart. It's much better. As you can see, it's the 40-day is definitely above the 200-day. That's good. Unfortunately, though, the 21-day is moving below the 40-day. So it's not an ideal place to buy it. It's a good place to watch list it. Let's see if it turns around. There is a buy point on it, though, and that is about at 148. So we're below that. Now, the question is, if this recovers, this is probably going to be better. But right now, you can only watch list it. It has to go higher in order to get back into a buy zone. So that's kind of where that is. All right. What do you think about what about you think about long-term investing? Well, here's my point about long-term investing. And I know that Warren Buffett is a great guy, and he's made a lot of money, and he has lots of insurance companies, and he's really rich and everything like that. But I don't have the kind of money that Warren Buffett have, and I never will. I mean, I'm not saying that in a specific way. I am essentially a trader, and I don't buy stocks to own them long term because there's things that I do buy that for long term, like I have a house that I have for long term because I live in that. But for stocks, they're like inventory. I buy them so that they go up so I can sell them to somebody else. So I typically like to buy stocks that are high and going higher. Why? Because I want to sell the very best stuff. Right now, the momentum is with the electric vehicles. To be honest, I mean that's where your momentum is. Okay, so but you got to be careful. You can't just buy every willy-nilly thing that comes along the pike. I mean, look at the people that got into Nikola. Nikola is a fraud. They're under fraud. They're under fraud. And GM, which was run by the hapless Mary Barra, bought into this, and it's just going to be disaster for everyone. It's sad. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful in this. What I'm trying to say is that for long term, the best way to invest long term, if you just want to do set and forget, here's what you do. You buy the indexes. You buy the ETFs, like the Qs, the QQQ. That's the way you go. And it's very simple. All you do, it's a very easy strategy for long term. If the market is in a confirmed uptrend, you own 100% in something in a good broad index like the QQQ or the Spider. That's another good one. And then if it's market trend under pressure like it is now, you sell half of it, and you have half in cash. If it goes into correction, you sell it all, and you wait for it to come back up. So if you're going to look for long-term investing, why just buy one stock? But if you're looking for appreciation, like I am, I'm a stock picker. That's why. I typically try to look for the top maybe 5% of stocks, and I only buy those. Now, if you want to set and forget, you don't want to buy for long term, buy an index. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. You're going to be much more happy that way doing that. So that's my little spiel on that. I'm down 5% on Microsoft and Apple. Would you recommend cut my losses? Well, you know what? I would because the general market now normally I would say hold on to your positions in Microsoft and Apple. I would because if the market was in a confirmed uptrend, I would say absolutely hold on. But the problem is the market is not in a confirmed uptrend. I think it may turn lower. And right now, if there isn't conviction in an issue, you want to sell it and wait for it to bottom. You really do. So I do think that, it might be a good time to cut your losses. Now, I could be very wrong about this. I could be very wrong about this. And I want to look both let's look at Apple because I think it's such a widely held issue. Now, a lot of people are selling Apple and it's moved right back up to the 21-day line. So let me pull that up. Yeah. Okay. You can see it's moved back to the 40. I'm sorry, not the 21-day, the 40-day line. It's moved right back up to there. And there is buying, but it's going to buy up to but not probably above this line. That line is about 110. Now, I sold my positions, all my positions at 109. I'm waiting for it to either confirm to the upside or whatever. I basically sold all my positions on Friday for Apple at 109. So, even though it's moved up a little bit, you might want to be considering taking a little bit off the table. It just depends on whether or not it can hold the 40-day line. Now, I think it might be able to, and the reason is because Apple is such a widely held issue that there's a lot of programmatic buying that will buy or sell it right at that 40-day line. So I would prefer to buy it at the 21-day line, though, and that's considerably higher. So that's my advice to you. I think that if you're down on it and you want to kind of take a wait see attitude, you might want to sell it right at that 40-day line, and that's about 110 right now. So let me look at Microsoft as well because that's also one of the most widely held issues as well. Now, here's the thing about Microsoft. I think we're in a little bit more danger with Microsoft than Apple. And again, I did sell out of my Microsoft positions as well. I do think that we are holding on to the 200-day, but I do think that we could go as low as 197, and we definitely did that today. So I do think that it's probably on the mend a little bit. Microsoft is so widely held. I do think that a lot of the large funds are selling Microsoft right now into strength, and the reason that they're doing that is because they've made a lot of money on it. I don't like the fact that the relative strength has dropped below 80. It's at 78 right now, and the 21-day, that's the green line here, is crossing the 40-day. And by the way, if you're looking at me on TikTok, I'm showing all of this, on charts and everything that you can see, but you have to go over to YouTube. Super easy to do. Just go over to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And then this is episode 135. So if you go over there and you can see all the charts that I'm talking about. And also, if you want to sign up for the Action Trade Alerts and you're on TikTok, super easy to do. Just go to my bio, hit the link, and you'll be taken right to the sign up page for that. So that would be great. All right, so next question on what are we thinking about here? Okay, interesting. So Walmart. Okay, interesting. Walmart. Let's look at Walmart because Walmart is going to benefit tremendously if this TikTok deal goes through, and it looks like it's going to. So, they're reaching the audience that they want to reach, and I do think that, it's going to move right above. It's hovering right on the 30-day line, and it's in a buy zone. By the way, this is one of the few stocks that I would recommend right now because it is in a buy zone. It's hugging this line here right now. As you can see, there's a blue box. You see that blue box there? That is the buy zone, and we're right smack in the middle of that buy zone. The pivot on Walmart, basically, let's see if I can give you that exact number. The pivot on Walmart is basically 131.99. So let me put that out there. The pivot. on WMT is equal to 131.99. So 131.99. I'll put that out there for everyone so that they can see that pivot. And by the way, for everybody on TikTok, I'm giving the pivot points in the chat. And that's on YouTube at youtube.com/self-starting4. So there we go. All right, so let's see. What do you think of dividend? Okay, is Tesla will contact? I don't know about that. Are you related to Post Malone? I wish I was. If you know if anyone out there knows Post Malone, just tell him that I can help him invest his money. I'm just kidding. Um, I'm actually maybe, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But it'd be cool if I was. No, I wish I was. I'm not. I'm not related to him. I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm not. Oh well. At what price would you sell Tesla on Value Day? Well, actually, I am looking possibly to sell at the end of the week on Friday. I actually sold a contract, a call contract for 450. So if somebody says 450, I say sell. So that's where I'm looking to. Longer term, probably higher, but from the buy that I was able to make today at about 408, actually 407.90, I think it is. I will be selling hopefully at 450 by the end of the week. So that would be really great if that works out. All right, so let's DraftKings. Very excellent stock. This is another one that kind of might buck the trend. Let's see, I think it's DKNS, right? DKNS, right? Is that right? DraftKings? Did I get that right? No. Okay, let me see what the symbol is on that. I should know this offhand because I've recommended this stock and I've owned it. Just typing away here, seeing what we're seeing. Okay, well. Okay. DKNG. DKNG. I was close. I was close. DKNG. So put it in the chart. Okay. Did I get? Yeah, there we go. DraftKings. Cool. Look at that. Look at that go. Wow. Okay, so let's look at DraftKings. Let's look at some potential buy points. There is a buy point on DraftKings. That's pretty exciting. It's a third stage base, not the greatest, but it's still pretty good at 44.79. So I'm going to put DraftKings equals, let me give the exact number, at 44.79. Now, what does a buy point mean? Well, what a buy point means is that typically that is where there's consolidation in the price, and typically it's sort of a floor. So it's sort of where the floor is. So you want to kind of buy as it sits on that floor, and then hopefully it goes up from there. So there is a buy point on DraftKings. It's basically 44.79. It's currently selling for 51. 49. Now, can you buy it outside of the buy zone? You can, but it's not the best place to do it. You want to wait massively until it comes back. It looks like it's moving possibly down a little bit, and 44.73. You don't have to buy it right at that buy point. You can buy it 5% above that and still be okay. But you don't want to buy it at the level it is now at 51.49. It's extended, so you don't want to buy it there. But I love DraftKings. I think it's a great stock, and hopefully I'll be giving you more information on it in the coming days. So very cool. What should we expect, pal? I wish, boy, if I knew what the Fed was saying, man, I would probably be a lot richer than I am. I just can't say. I do think though that they're not going to support. I think they're going to lay off on the easing a little bit, and so I don't think they're going to be supporting the market as much. Though I do believe they're going to support it because we're going into an election, and they want to keep things as stable as possible. There's still an issue with reopening. There's a lot of states that haven't reopened, like New York and California. Texas, we're doing pretty good because we're reopening here, but there's just a lot of places that aren't sharing the love as much. So, I just can't tell you what's going to happen there. I just can't tell you. Wish I could. Wish I could. I would be a lot smarter than I am. Apple and Tesla, when to sell. I'm holding 2 contracts. A 429 strike expires October 16th. Thanks. Well, you know what? I would consider selling. See what happens after battery day. I think it's gonna come off a little bit. You know, I do. Here's what I think about Arnold. Here's what I do think about the 429 strike expiring on October 11th. I think that if the thing goes and moves high enough today, you might want to consider lightening your load a little bit, possibly, because it is going to be. I do think it's going to pull back after battery day, but I think it's going to continue on up. So the question is, do you want to make the money now, or do you want to kind of chance it and wait till the future? I am in the camp of if there's money to be made now, make it. I do think that you're going to get your best price probably, today or possibly tomorrow. And I think 446, you ought to be able to make some pretty good change on that on those calls that you have now. So I would consider at least selling one of them. I would, especially if you can make some money. So that's what I would do. That sounds pretty cool, though, that you have those calls. So that's kind of an interesting, good way to play it there. So let's see. Could you help me understand why stock stays sideways all day? It doesn't. Okay. Why? I just well, when the market is trying to find direction, and it is now. This is we're not in a confirmed uptrend. I mean, it's kind of difficult because most of the people that just came into the stock market recently, they're like, man, the stock market goes up every day. I can't lose. Well, it unfortunately doesn't work that way. I mean, it does that for a while, and everybody's really excited, and then it kind of gets sideways. And this is why, when it goes sideways, I actually like markets that go sideways because I typically do better in them. Because typically, what I'll do is I'll buy the underlying stock and I'll sell a call, and the call will run out. And it's a very boring way to play it, but it typically works. Why is it? Why is it? Because we haven't decided. The market hasn't decided. Is it going to make new highs or is it going to continue down? So right now it's a very difficult time to trade. It's difficult because there's not a real clear direction in the market. We're basically going sideways, and that's basically all I have to say on that. Hopefully we're going to get some direction. My indicators say, though, and I just want to be upfront about this, is I think we're going to roll over to the downside. I really do. I think we're going to roll over to the downside, and that may happen this week. I hope it doesn't happen. I just like to see it go up, but I do think we're going to start moving down. I think we're going to retest the low that we made in March. The indicators are such that the VIX is moving up. So I want to look at the psychological indicators, and this is the kind of, this is really, this is the kind of fun thing to look at. I look at this, this is totally, this can't predict the future, but it's interesting because it does sometimes have kind of an idea of direction. So let me see if I can bring this up now. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, where is this? Okay. Oops. Let's see if I can select this. Well, I should be able to. I want to get the trend list here. Big picture. Well, let's look at the big picture. And by the way, everybody, I'm using IBD, Investor Business Daily, and this is a great resource. You can really do well by learning this system. And one of the things that I recommend is to read the book, How to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System, Good Times or Bad, by William O'Neill. And this book is available through my website, by the way, at www.Dallas Trading Floor. So put that up on the screen for everybody. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. And also, if you want to sign up for the free action trade alerts, super easy. Just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor. Now, if you want to get the bookshelf, take a look at that. Just how the method I use is the can-slib method. It's on my website, and you can order it through Amazon. You can get it at half-price books. It's very convenient to order through my website. If you do, I get a little bit of money, so it helps us keep on the air. So that would be great. Another great way to go there. Let me see if I can give you a good idea. Now, let's see. Okay, swing trading, blah, blah, blah. Stock screener. Why am I not seeing this? Okay, market sensitive. There we go. Hey, I should know exactly where this is, but sometimes I get confused. So let's look at the VIX, because this is going to give us an idea of the volatility, kind of what's going on here. And we're going to get a good, yeah. Okay, so we are spiking up on the volatility. And I want to show you that really quickly on this indicator. So here we go. And you can see all the cars that I was looking at here. I was looking at a new E-type, not E-type, but E-class, I don't know. So here we go. We're spiking up a little bit. We're above the 21-day. We're definitely, we're definitely seeing more volatility, obviously, in the market. It's definitely up 7.8%. So we are starting to see it move. If it moves above this 44, we could be in a situation where we're going to retest the lows, and that's basically here, where I'm showing you here. So we are at kind of on the knife's edge, and we could go much lower than we are now. So we got to be careful in this market. It's very hard to. I'm definitely sensing a change in as Yoda used to say, the change in the force. There is sort of a change in the force out there. So we got to be looking for that. Can you help me? Okay, I think I maybe have. Oh, thoughts on Apple? Apple is showing some weakness, and I'm hoping it'll recover. But it is definitely showing some weakness. So we got to be careful with Apple right now. I don't think it has found its. I don't think it's found its floor. Will Walmart go down? Well, Walmart basically will go down eventually, but but I don't think so right now. I think Walmart is very, very well positioned in the market. And so let's go back to the Walmart chart, WMT, and there's a lot of good things that are happening in Walmart. One of the, it's right now it's in a buy zone. This is one of the only major stocks out there that I'm actually seeing in a buy zone, and that is Walmart. Even though it went way up and then it's moved down, I just think it's a great place to buy it at this level. 137 is a great place to buy Walmart. It's showing some strength. It looks like this TikTok deal may go through, and Walmart is if you have to own in this kind of thing, Walmart. Oracle, where do you think it's going? Well, Oracle also should benefit, hopefully, from the this TikTok deal if it closes, and Oracle is definitely moving higher. Now, here's the problem. Oracle is a really strange stock in that it just seems to be moving. The buy point on it is 60.50, so I'm going to put that on the chat. So ORCL buy point equals 60.50. So I just put that out for other on the chat. But it's pulled way up and then it's pulled way back. So it's about in the middle of its range. It's in a buy zone, by the way. Oracle is in a buy zone up to about 63. So from about 60 to about 63.50, Oracle is in a buy zone. And would I buy it? Absolutely. I own Oracle. It's one of the few stocks that I own. And I do think it's going to be very, very good going if this TikTok deal closes. I kind of want to show you, for everybody out there, this is my small portfolio, and I show you exactly how I'm trading, what I have, and the current prices. And this is, we started this a little while ago, about a few months ago, with about $5,000. We're up a little bit. And not everything I have is up, that's for sure. I'm off on my new mining. I'm off on Taiwan Semi, but I'm up on Tesla. I was able to make a very nice buy on that at 383, and I'm also up on Oracle, and I think Oracle is going to move up. Now, it's moving slower than Tesla. It's only up 2%, but I do think that's good. Now, I'm mostly in cash, as you can see, and this is kind of a model portfolio so that everyone can kind of get an idea. I'm keeping my powder dry. If the market moves down, then we will be able to benefit by having dry powder when the market bottoms. And I think that's a very high likelihood right now. So try to get ready, try to get in cash. Well, that's going to be kind of a good thing, I think, coming up. Actually, going to be using the Apple Watch. Okay, gold and silver dropped. This is a stock market going to skyrocket. No, I wish it was. I wish it was. Here's the thing about gold and silver. I know. Here's what that tells me. Now, you think, God, why would gold and silver drop? Because the market is anticipating this nasty thing called deflation. Now, I'm old enough to remember when there was inflation. And basically, people wanted to get rid of their cash. They wanted to get goods, real estate, all that kind of stuff, cars, furs, all kinds of stuff, because they thought, and rightfully so, the value of cash was going down. Well, guess what, folks? Because the interest rates are so low and money has been pumped into the market, the value of cash is actually going up. So now, just on a personal basis, now is the time to pay down all of your debts. If you can, I'm not saying you can, because the value of the cash that you hold actually is going to go up in value. So that's the reason gold and silver are dropping. It's hard to believe. Now, that said, I like the gold mining companies because a lot of people don't think that that's true, and they want to own gold and silver. And guess what? The gold mining companies, they make the stuff, so therefore they're a very good buy. They're a very good buy. Now they've dropped a little bit, but I think that you're going to see some strength in that. And there's several that I particularly like. One of them being KL, Kirkland Lakes Gold. It's a Canadian firm, and they're doing very well. But unfortunately, even with them, they've dropped a bit. But you want to wait. Possibly the next buy point is gonna come around. Let me see if I can give you a good chart of something that's actually good. Let me see. Let me see. This is more of a penny stock. BTG see if it's yeah okay, not bad. Here's one that might be an alternative, and you might be able to make some money on this if it moves around. It's called BTG. It's also a Canadian company, and it looks like it's pulled back to the 40-day line. Now, this is a very cheap stock. It's only $6.53. Now, that is a danger sign because typically that means that it is potentially very volatile. And there's been a lot of selling of it late, so I wouldn't buy it at this level. I would try to wait to see if it went back up above 750. If this thing goes above 750, then it's possibly buy. Right now it's not, but that's a alternative if you're looking for a gold play. And it's called BTG, and it is a small stock, but it's not bad. Bought gold because he's old. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of people, they believe in gold, and hey, I like to sell to those people. So, not that gold is bad. It's just there's better things out there than gold right now. And I think actually Tesla stock's better than gold right now. That's just my opinion. Why did Buffett buy gold? Well, because he's old. Well, Buffett likes to buy on the dips, but again, Warren Buffett is having some issues when it comes to seeing what the future is. I mean, he's very, very smart. I mean, look, he's super rich. He's made a lot of right decisions. But you know what? If he hadn't bought Apple when he did, he would have been really hurting because he has a lot of stocks like Coca-Cola that are great stocks, but they're not. I mean, they're really not the future. You gotta look with the future in mind. That's the reason that there's so much investment in software. That's the reason there's so much investment in biotech. That's on and on and on. You got to look to in a deflationary economy like we have now. You got to look to the future, and there's a big premium for future earnings being paid right now. That's where you want to be. Those are the stocks you want to be in. That's why Tesla is selling for huge multiples of its valuation. I mean, it's just huge. Why? Because they're looking to the future. And I do think that, looking to the future is good. And also with this TikTok deal, when it does IPO in a year, it might be good too, because I do think it could be possibly, you never know, it could be possibly a competition for Facebook. That's going to be pretty tough because Facebook is an awfully good company, but that's just an idea there. All right, so let's see. Hey Jim, any thoughts on Workhorse? What would be your price target? Okay, let's look at Workhorse. There's been a lot of institutional interest in Workhorse, WKHS, and partially because there is going to be a lot of truck bodies built, and this is a way to enter the market. I still like the automotive market. I do. I could see the appeal with that because we know that Federal Express and the post office they're going to have to replace their gasoline fleet with electric trucks, and when they do, they're going to have truck bodies, and this is a good play on that. So the buy point on Workhorse, and I just want to put it out there. Let's see if I can give you an exact buy point. Okay, this is the first stage base too. Is 22.90, so we're pretty extended from that. So I'm going to put that out there. Workhorse buy point is equal to, goodness gracious, 22.90. And why and why is that important? Well, you don't want to buy Workhorse any higher than 5% above the buy point. Okay, so that's the reason the buy point is so important. But that's the buy point I have on it. This is 22.90. It's currently selling for 30.27. It's pulled back tremendously. Well, not tremendously. 34 cents, 1%. But I do think we're going to see some more pullback. It's not in the buy zone, but it will be. When it gets to about $23, I think that's when you want to consider it. But right now, you want to watch list it because it's not in the buy zone. It's above. It's extended, what they call extended right now. And it's a little bit dangerous to buy it at this price. So just a thought. Set limit buy order for Tesla on 21-day line. Oh, okay. that was my little note there that I put in. So thanks for reading that. Okay, cool. Thoughts on Domino's? Domino's. I eat far too many Domino's. I like I like all those bad things, you take one look at me, you know that's the case. But let's get the Domino's, DOMINOS stock. And I can't remember the symbol. Oh, DPZ. DPZ is Domino's. So let's look at Domino's. DPZ. And the thing about Domino's, of course, is it does great during the COVID thing because everybody's ordering in. Nobody's going out to buy anything. So there is a flat base buy point on it at 422.15. It's a little bit below that. So I'll put that in there. And that's DPZ. DPZ, a buy point. Oops. Equals. And let me give you kind of an exact number there. 422.15. So go over there. 422.15. And by the way, everybody that's on TikTok, I'm actually giving buy points out on the chat, but only if you're on YouTube. I haven't figured out how to do that on TikTok yet. I'd love to, but I can't do it on there yet. So if you want to see that, just go over to YouTube at youtube.com/DallasDreamFloor, and please like me. Please like me on there and subscribe. That really helps me out. And see if I can. Yeah. So you want to hit that like button if you're on YouTube. So please do that. I really appreciate it if you do that on YouTube. So okay, let's see. Next one. You think call option on Tesla strike was 67? Yeah, I actually do. I think I like this one. No. I would be a seller of the call option. I wouldn't be a buyer of a call option. I don't know if it will achieve. I don't think it will achieve a 565 by September 25th. I just don't think that's going to happen. I wouldn't be a buyer of a call option at that price. If you're a buyer at 565 on September 25th expiration, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you're going to lose money on that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. You probably will lose money. Tesla back down to 400s. NEO seems to be going up. Well, let's look at NEO. NEO is kind of, sort of, it seems to be the one that has the most power of the Chinese electric car manufacturers. I was able to trade it well in a small portfolio, but only very, very slightly. It does look like it's moving back down to the 40-day line. So let's look at NEO's chart. If I were to buy NEO, and you can see it's a pivot, it's right there at 1503. So it's really extended. It's extended a little bit too far above, but if it pulls back down to about 1503 and then reverses, then you could possibly buy it. But right now, it's riding that 21-day line. So that's where you want to be. That is actually a pivot on NEO. So I will put that out there. That is actually a pivot on NEO. Is about 15, but it's not really the greatest pivot in the world based on what I'm seeing. So that's it. Okay. You guys, please like and subscribe to this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for liking my channel. I personally appreciate that. I really appreciate it. We want and what we're trying to do here is bring you as much as we can for zero nada that we can. So please like my channel, and that way we can expand this and hopefully move on to Roku. And my goal is to reach more people, help them trade the cancel method, which has helped me tremendously, and hopefully everyone can. So if you do go, please like it and subscribe. Thank you so much. What about the gold spider? Well, it's probably off today. I can't remember what the gold spider symbol is. Gold spider. GLD. Why didn't I remember that? Why didn't I remember that? GLD is the gold spider. As you can tell, I'm not in it. It's it's okay. It's okay. It's pretty flat. I'll show you the gold spider right now. It's pretty flat. There is a buy point on it. It's basically 194.45. It's at 179. Just isn't very exciting to me right now. I think the gold miners are better. The gold spider, not so much. Not so much. Not so much. Okay, gold. Let's see. Tattoo Chief FMCI. What are your thoughts on the merger? Well, I don't know. FMCI. I don't know FMCI. Let me look at this. FMCI. See if I can come up with something here. Oh, okay. Form manager. Home merger too. Blank check company. God, these SPACs are so hard. I really can't give you an opinion on the SPACs. Not that it's not good. Not that it's not good, but I just don't know enough about the SPAC to give because it's a blank check. It's basically it's a blind pool. People put money on it and then they buy something, and I just don't have any insider information. I'm just completely without that, unfortunately. I'm actually glad I am, because that way I can't get into too much trouble. I am the guy with no insider information, so I can't really give you any information on that. All right, what happened to Nike? There's a stock that's coming, but we never heard about after that. What? Okay, yeah, you definitely. Thank you for calling me on that. I thought it would be. There is a stock plot coming on Nike, and I do think it will trade up before the stock plot. But unfortunately, I thought the stock spot was going to be a lot sooner. The stock spot isn't going to be until December. So it's got a long time to trade up, I'm afraid. And right now, it's holding its own on the 200-day line. I'll show you the stock now. It's not going to rocket up because we've got a ways to go. But I think for a period of time, coming into the split date, I think it can be good. There's a buy point on it at 104.69, so it's at 113. So it's a little bit out of that range. Let it pull back to the 50-day. And see, let it pull back to 114. We're almost right there. So it's almost buyable right now. It's almost buyable right now, if you can believe that. But it's just been very flat. It's got earnings in one day. I wouldn't buy it before earnings. Wait until it comes for earnings and see what happens, see if it moves up. And I do think it's probably going to move back. It'll move back to the 40-day line. That's probably when you want to look at buying it. So I can't really tell you any anything on that. Okay, thoughts on NADA? NADA. Let's see, NADA. NADA. Oh, no, I don't. Maybe no. NADA, is that right? No, I can't get that, unfortunately. Check Costco. All right, let's look at Costco. That's COST. COST for Costco. There we go, Costco Wholesale. Yeah, it's pretty unexciting. It's a very expensive stock. That gives you a lot of protection, actually. You can only buy a few shares of that. You do very, very well. There is a pivot on it. It's at 325. It's at 339. It's right at the 40-day. It's definitely in a buy zone right now, on a pivot. So, I mean, I can't really say anything bad about it, but I wouldn't buy it because it's only 5 days till earnings. Wait a little bit and just wait, wait a little bit on that one. It's a watch list. It's a watch list on Costco. Unfortunately, Dave, I would like to give you, I'd like to give you more encouragement, but I can't really wait until it comes through earnings, and it's about 5 days away. So, thought on Netflix. Netflix, boy, this has been a stock that has bucked the trend. Um, because this is the ultimate stay-at-home stock, and it's pulled off the 40-day, but it's still very, very good. I wouldn't buy it at this level, but boy, this has been a great stock for a lot of people. Um, but I can't really recommend on this level. Wait until there's another base that forms. The last pivot on this one was 358. We're at 387 right now, so we're a little bit high. It's a watch list, and it's a watch list. And that's all I can say. It's a watch list. Well, I have wasted another perfectly good hour of your time, but I thank you so much for dropping by and seeing me here. If you can go over to YouTube, it really helps me. Go over there and subscribe and like the page. If you're on TikTok and you want the action trailer, it's super easy. Just go to the my bio, hit the link, and it'll take you right to the sign up page, and you'll be getting everything as it comes out. And I thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. That's battery day for everybody out there. So that's battery day. It's coming up, and we will see how it trades. Thanks, and happy trading.